Alright, welcome everyone to another Tuesday review, and this time I have an indie game that just came out last month. So it's a little over a month old now. It's been out for a little over a month, and this game is called Inmost. This game is called Inmost. I saw this game, I think I saw it maybe in a tweet, maybe saw it just browsing on Steam, I'm not entirely sure. The game is available on Steam and on Switch. You can get on either one. It's about $15 for about 3.5 to 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours at most gameplay. Possibly a little more if you're looking for all the collectibles. So, somewhat of a high price for as short of a game as it actually is. Here's the thing. Is it fun? Are you getting quite a bit for that money even though it's a short game? And let's go ahead and get into this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and start a new game and show you some of the gameplay here. Now I will tell you, if you're looking for an action platformer with a lot of emphasis on the platforming and the action, with the story just being there, this is not the game for you. This is a horror game, but it's a bigger focus on telling a story. And it's more of an emotional story than a scary one. I'll tell you that right now. It does have horror elements to it. It does have scary moments. You have things that you're fighting that you can't get rid of, that you have to run away from. And you have the knight that you can actually fight things. You'll see him in a little bit at the end of this intro. That'll be the knight that we play as also. And you have like a little girl you play as that she can just barely get around. She can barely open these doors, turn on light switches, and she's doing the most that she can to try to get to areas to solve puzzles, and you're working within the limitations of each character. Working within their limitations to solve puzzles. Kind of like with The Lost Vikings, the game for the SNES, where you had these three characters, and they all three had very specific abilities that they could do. Very specific abilities, and same thing in this game. You have three characters, very specific abilities. The difference between this and Lost Vikings, though, is each one is in their own area, in their own sections. There's no interaction, no helping each other, but their stories connect. Their stories connect in the end. So if you're looking for an action emphasis game, an action platformer with the emphasis on the action and the platforming, you'll be disappointed in this game. This is not that kind of game. This game is very story driven. So if you like a story driven game, this might be the game for you. This might be worth your time. So here we go, and this is the girl we play as. You saw the knight at the end there. This is the girl, and like I said, she's very limited. The knight, he can attack with a sword. He can launch a grappling hook at certain surfaces to get across gaps, to get up to another level. He can also dodge roll to avoid enemies. The girl, she can walk, right? She can walk, she can jump, she can knock this ball around apparently. She can try to light switch on, but can't reach it and falls down. And she can reach up on her tiptoes to try to open a door, and it's locked and falls down. So she's very limited, like a young girl her age or a young child her age would be. So you're working within these characters. These characters feel like they're these actual characters. Like you're playing as these characters, working in their limitations, trying to solve these puzzles. This has more puzzle platformer elements than anything else. I can climb, I can pick up the stool, I could grab that chair and drag it around if I wanted to. And she gets here and she's like, put it on there, falls over doing so. She can climb under some things too. Crawl into ducts. Big scary shadow behind this guy. This is the third character we get to play as. He gets to explore around. He can jump a bit more, so he can actually jump from onto platforms. He can climb onto platforms as well, so go over here, try to open the door, move, that thing drops. That will actually hurt us, and let's start over, so we need to avoid it. You can also crawl under. When you crawl, you're slow, makes sense, right? He picks up tools to solve puzzles. So try to open it from this side, and bam, push it. You can jump up and climb on things. These glowing things are things you want to collect. They're the collectibles in the game. There's 85 of them all together, which gives the game some replayability to try to go through and get all the collectibles, to find them, because it's the guy you talk to, and for every so many collectibles you do get some story told to you, some kind of background behind what's going on here. This guy right here, you can talk to certain people. I'll kind of go through. I don't want to spoil any dialogue for you real quick. Skip that real quickly, and here we go. We're going over, down. We picked up that scythe, that tool, and we get to go over here, and that scythe you can cut down patches of grass to find more of those collectibles here. There we go, boom, another one. And this we needed that scythe for, so we just go ahead and slash it down. And now we have access to the next area, and that's pretty much how this guy plays. Is getting access to the next area, avoid enemies, and possibly get to like a puzzle area where you're able to destroy an enemy or stop them at the very least. But yeah, that's pretty much what Inmost is about. It's about experiencing the game. I will warn you, it deals with some heavy topics. When you do finally find out what's going on, it delves into some dark territory, and it gets very emotional. But it's a fun game. It's an emotional ride. Like I said, don't go into this expecting an action platformer. Go into this expecting a kind of puzzle platformer with a story-driven narrative, a story-driven side to this. And if you like that kind of game, you will have fun. It is a bit short. I do wish it was a bit of a longer game, maybe some like the end where it kind of ties everything together, make that part of a gameplay, or make gameplay part of that instead of just being a narrative. That would have been kind of cool too. But there's a lot for that short period of time. So for me, I'd say it's worth it. Even if you don't want to play full price, wait for it to go on sale. But in either case, this game is worth playing. It's worth experiencing. It's got a really powerful story. It's told well, and it's really cool. And thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the links down below. I will include a link to check the game out on Steam. Also, check out my other videos. Standard YouTube spiel. Everyone knows the drill. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. You are all amazing. And we'll see you in the next video. But until then, stay awesome, and we will see you then.